Today we'll be reviewing a concealer from number 7. If you're new here, I'm Anna, by the way. I just kind of dove right into talking about the product. But yeah, we're going to be reviewing this concealer here from number 7. This is the Lift Luminate Serum Concealer. So we're going to go through all the details of this one. I'm going to demo it for you, show you some up-close shots of how it looks on my skin and products I like to pair with it. This is not first impression. I've been using this one for a little while now and have my opinion. I have pretty firm thoughts on this one. So yeah, I'm just going to throw in a quick little demo. We're going to go over those claims and all that jazz. So if that interests you, just go ahead and keep on watching. But before you do, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know some other concealers you would like to see me test out or that you love. Alright guys, let's jump into doing some concealer real quick. But before we do that, let's talk about a few claims of the number 7 Lift Luminate Triple Action Serum Concealer. It is a pigmented buildable formula that instantly conceals imperfections for full all-day coverage. Optically blurs with light reflecting particles. Instantly minimizes the signs of aging. That description really does remind me like the NARS creamy concealer, something like that. That light reflecting, but it's not shimmery. It's not super like glowy. You're not going to see the light reflecting particles in here. It's not like a dewy product. This actually sets down to a soft matte skin-like finish, if anything. And it is formulated with Matrixyl 3000 plus, which is one of their most effective anti-wrinkle peptides, or peptide tech rather. It also has hibiscus and vitamin A and vitamin C to help reduce the appearance of pigmentation. And it is a flexible formula that moves with the skin. And yeah, I do believe all those claims are true. Obviously I can't speak to the skincare aspect if it is doing anything, but as far as it having beautiful coverage, the finish, all that, very long wearing, it moving with the skin and just looking very graceful on the face. Hands down, yes, it does all those things. The shade range is a bit odd. It's kind of hard to find like a full compilation of shades. I think I did find a picture with the swatches of all the shades. If I did, it'll be on the screen here. But like on the website, when you go to shop, it's kind of hard to find the shades that you want. Like I have the shade Fair, which to me has a bit of a yellow undertone. I could definitely go lighter in this. Like I have self tan on today and a foundation that matches my self tan, and I find this one to be just right. Like it's brightening. It's a little bit lighter than what I have on, so it kind of does the trick just right to brighten everything up. But at my palest state, I can still get away with this one. And it's more of just a skin tone match, but I did notice like a slight yellow undertone to this one, or a little bit more of an olive undertone that isn't always the most flattering on me. However, the formula is so beautiful, and if I do come across other shades, a lighter shade, I will most definitely pick it up because I really do enjoy the formula of this product. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pop some on, and we're going to apply it with a damp beauty sponge here. This is an e.l.f. one from the Cookies and Cream collection. And for foundation, I have used the CC Nude Glow today. I love this one. It is just beautiful, and it has the light reflection where it is very apparent, whereas in comparison this one's gonna look pretty matte, kind of like a soft skin-like finish with that slight matteness to it. You know, it's not glowy. And I have primed my skin with the She Glam birthday skin primer, and yeah, that's what's on the face. And of course my skincare, I did do my under eye cream a few hours ago at this point. I did it this morning. It's the Origins Ginseng. So let's go ahead and pop this on. I do like the applicator. It's more of a traditional, just small applicator. You don't get too much product coming out. It's just kind of just right, you know. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this right here in my usual areas that I would conceal. As you see, it is a bit brightening on me, or a bit brighter, but that is perfectly fine. I also feel like this is one that you can't really cake up. If you do want to get more full coverage from it, it builds beautifully and it doesn't look heavy on the skin at all. It's a very thin but pigmented formula. To me, it's like taking the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer or the Incognito from Wet n Wild even, and just making it better. Like it's a gorgeous, gorgeous product. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit right out here to highlight. And yeah, I'm not going to apply a huge amount, just in my usual areas that need some coverage. And under eye bags and darkness really isn't too big of an issue for me, but I just like to have that perfecting look under there and have everything look brightened and healthy and awake. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this in. You can do both sides at the same time. This doesn't dry down super duper fast. And I think it blends well with a sponge, a brush. I found this one to be incredibly long wearing and very much crease resistant, to where I can actually use this one to prime my eyes for eyeshadow and not have creasing, and the eyeshadow holds up really well. I'm not somebody who can use concealer as eye primer often at all. You know, it's I have very oily lids, but this one actually does just fine on my lids, and it doesn't look crepey. It doesn't emphasize any texture. If anything, it makes them look more younger and prettier. Like all the little fine lines in my lids are a little bit like disguised. It's a really beautiful formula. And you can see here just how perfected that looks and smooth. Like, I'm gonna zoom in so you can really get a look at that from one side to the other. There's just no emphasizing anything. This does kind of set down on itself, so you wouldn't have to put a powder on if you're really dry under eyes. I think you could probably get away with not powdering this one, but I personally do enjoy to set my under eyes just a bit. I don't do heavy powder application, but you know, just a little bit. You see it has a nice kind of satin finish to it, where it's very skin-like, but in comparison to the rest of my skin, it's not shiny. And I think the coverage level is just gorgeous. Look how just bright and awake my under eye looks now. And this under eye, I do have like freckles under this one, so you can maybe see how that covers those. And I haven't re-dipped the applicator. You get a good generous amount on the applicator, but not too much. I'm doing kind of a sheer thin layer. I do like to work more in thinner layers with my products and build if I need to. So you can definitely get a light coverage with this one if you want, but you can get full beat coverage as well. You see I just hit those little freckles. There's like one peeping through a little bit. But yeah, it just looks bright. It looks nice. It looks awake. And just kind of everything that I want in a concealer. Everything looks so smooth. It looks like I already went in like with a blurring powder or something. It is just gorgeous, and it just looks very diffused and like soft focus. So just to demonstrate, I am going to build up a layer just to see, or just to show you how it can build and not get cakey. So I'm going to apply in the same places, just under my eyes. And we'll go ahead and take some down the bridge of the nose. I'll have the price and all that kind of info on the screen, and the more detailed explanation from the website and description. I like to highlight like right here, in my chin area. And this area creases really bad on me, and this sits so nicely right there without emphasizing any creasing. Like this one I could take kind of in my smile lines to brighten those up. Like you can go ham with this concealer and it looks beautiful, and it also can cover spots really well. You can use it on the face if you get the tone that matches you perfectly. You can definitely hide any kind of blemishes, acne scars. Good for like pinpoint concealing because it does set down so nicely. Again, it does apply also really well with a brush. You see, I was able to layer that up and it looks just flawless. It has a very flawless look to it and really lovely coverage. So I'm basically treating this to kind of brighten the rest of my face up a little bit. But this is definitely one of those concealers I like to use on days when I'm not doing a ton of eyeshadow and I'm really want to bring it onto the lids and everything. It sits so beautifully in the eye area. in like areas that you would have expressions and crease and move. You see, I mean, I'm squinching my eyes and stuff, and there's a very minimal creasing from that. It's the creasing, you know, that's obviously going to happen because we all have lines under our eyes. We all going to have some creasing to some extent. It's just you want the one that creases up the least on you. It just looks so smooth. To set this down, I'm going to use a little bit of the Triple Action Lift Luminate powder, which is one of my absolute favorite setting powder, finishing powders, all the powders. This is an amazing, amazing product here. And it also has that kind of light reflection technology in it. It just makes your skin look so flawless. It is better than any high-end powder I've ever used. Like, this takes the cake. Best powder I've ever on the market. Completely, totally in love. So I'm going to take a little bit of this on a little powder brush here for, you know, just a light application. And I'm going to pat that right underneath, over top of that concealer, and it blurs it even more. I think this product line, the Triple Action line, is just amazing. But one of my favorite things about number 7 is that I feel like number 7 makes some of the most beautiful, elegant complexion products. Like, they are high-end vibes. The added skincare, just the formulas are so beautiful. Their shade range can be lacking in a few different ends of the spectrum within their collection. There's not enough nuance in it to me, but I think they're trying to improve that. And I think I've just noticed it's kind of hard to like see all the shade range online. You'll go to the store in person and there'll be like a ton of shades, but then some stores will have other shades that some don't. There's a little bit of inconsistency just in the shopping process, especially if you look on the number 7 website. They hardly have any shades listed, which is really weird. But then you'll go on like Target or Walgreens and find all the shades in the store, or Amazon, or wherever you purchase number 7, you know? And number 7 is available at Target and Walgreens for sure. Those are the places I usually pick it up. And the price point is a little bit, it's comparable to like L'Oreal. It's definitely not the cheapest range at the drugstore. It's more, you know, close to like Milani and L'Oreal pricing. But I still think they are fairly priced. For the quality of what you're getting, I think the price is great. And for the skincare and the added benefit of the products, girl, charge what you want because it's good stuff. And I like that it has become such an accessible brand, because it was a brand that I was so interested in, and back in the day you couldn't get it in the US. They were just a UK brand, and then Boots partnered with Walgreens and started selling them here in the US, and I was so excited and just fell in love with their skincare and everything. Just good stuff. I'm just taking a little bit of the powder around the rest of the face just to lock her, I think, in for the day. But if you didn't know, number 7 is actually an in-house brand for Boots, which is kind of an equivalent to like a Walgreens drugstore. This is their store brand, but it's such a fabulous brand with so much skincare and research and good stuff behind it that they have now become their own brand, and they're just number 7. But they used to be called Boots number 7. And I still mentally call them that because that's how old I am. But we're like seeing, you know, occasionally a YouTuber or somebody would get a care package from the UK and it would have the Boots number 7 in it, and it was, woo, so amazing. So they're a brand that has definite hero products. I love their bronzer. All their powder products I've loved. The bronzer they have is gorgeous. It is the number 7 bronzer in Golden Sand. This is an amazing shade for really fair skin. This is pretty much a dupe of a Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. Like the powder is a dupe of Charlotte Tilbury. I love the loose setting powder. I've loved every foundation I've tried from them. The Restore Renew is beautiful. The Protect and Perfect. I love their lines they have within the brand as well, where the products are very cohesive with one another and are meant to kind of work together. But I do find you can mix from each range, and it does great. And just beautiful products that I would always repurchase. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my face now and give you a little close-up look at how things are. I think we look really, really flawless. Yeah, I love it. I don't actually have a number 7 foundation that matches me with my self-tan, so that's why I use the It Cosmetics today. But I feel like they have that little bit of a similar vibe with having that skincare infused within. And same with like the Age Perfect range from L'Oreal. I love that range because that added like skincare in it. I don't know how much skincare like the Age Perfect really has in it because they are not very clear on what those products are, but I like that number 7 does tell you what skincare is in there, what it does, why it's there. And yeah, same with like, you know, something like It Cosmetics. They're very big on having the healthy skin as well as just a beautiful finish. I like that added benefit. Now, I'm not going to use the number 7 products as far as their makeup products go for my skincare. That is an added bonus to me when makeup has skincare in it. That is just a perk. And I'm like, hell yeah, more is more, stack the deck. But I do have a very kind of in-depth skincare routine these days. I'm a little obsessive with the skincare. It's something I enjoy. And yeah, I don't rely on beauty products for the skincare. That's just a perk within. Same with SPF. I don't rely on any foundations, concealers, whatever that have SPF in them as my main SPF. I always apply a separate SPF. Okay, have I rambled enough? I'm rambling. But all I'd say is I think this product would be beautiful on mature skin. People with drier under eyes, I think, could wear it. Oilier under eyes would be fine. I think this will work across the board on a multitude of skin types. And it would look very flattering on a lot of different textures and types of under eyes and skin around the face, wherever you want to apply concealer. I tend to focus it, you know, just right in here. That's where I have a little bit of shadowiness. More than anything, I have shadow rather than pigmentation on my under eyes, and I get a little puffy around here. But I don't actually have like too much darkness. I have a little bit of blue just because there's some veininess there, and I'm the color of a sheet of paper in reality. But this is all just some self-tan, obviously. Okay, side note, does anybody know how to like get rid of a dry patch? I'm struggling with this. I have a dry patch right here, and no matter what I do, the tanner just clings to it. And I don't have that problem on my elbows, and either dry patch on my body is fine. I do the lotion trick and everything, but right here, this skin is a totally different texture than the rest of my skin. It is like leathery and weird, and it just, oh yeah, it's the worst. So I always have this weird orange patch there, and that's just, my skin's weird in that one spot. I don't have it on the other side, just that one. And the hair grows jet black and really thick in that spot. What is that? It reminds me a lot of a burn I have on my leg, but I didn't get burned here. Anyway, except my burn on my leg doesn't take any self-tan and will not cling to it, whereas this just sucks it up. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna do the rest of my face and we'll be back for some final thoughts. And yeah, I'll put in some footage of the end of the night just to show you kind of how it held up. But this is one that I truly trust for all day wear. All right, so here's the makeup all done with the number 7 Triple Action Serum Concealer. And here's how everything is looking so far. It's been about 20 minutes since we last spoke, and I think everything is looking really good. Aside from my lipstick. Me and my lipstick are having some struggles today because I tried to put a gloss on over it and it got all crumbly. Anywho, here's how everything turned out. I think the under eyes still look phenomenal. Just very airbrushed, very youthful and nice. So yeah. My final verdict on this concealer is that it is amazing. It is one of the most beautiful concealers I've used. Drugstore, high-end, regardless, all of it. It is beautiful. It is probably truly my number 1 concealer, I think, at this point that I would go for. I have a lot of concealers I love, especially from the drugstore. I think drugstore concealers are beautiful. They've done a great job lately on them. Like, I have some definite favorites with the Incognito from Wet n Wild, the Age Perfect concealer, the True Match concealer, eye cream and a concealer rather. Like, I have a lot of lighter coverage ones that I'm in love with. And of course, you know, good old e.l.f. camo concealer. And I think this one just kind of outranks them all. And for the price point, it's really good. And I've used many a high-end concealer as well, and just have not found anything that is as good as this. Really, this is a beautiful product. I would highly recommend it to mature skin, oilier skin types. I think dry skin would even be able to enjoy it because it's not drying. And I think you could get away with not having to even powder it, and it would look really nice on your skin, or maybe just a very light dusting of powder. But it is very much crease resistant. It doesn't emphasize any fine lines. If anything, it kind of blurs them a little bit and really does that light reflecting kind of soft focus look. And pairing this with the Triple Action setting powder, or well, it's finishing powder. These two are a dream team match made in heaven. Airbrush skin right here. I love them. I think they're beautiful products together, and this on its own, I've used it with a bunch of different foundations and different powders over top, and it has performed so well with all of them. The wear time is beautiful. At the end of the day, my under eyes will look amazing. The rest of me may be falling apart, but my under eyes still look good everywhere that concealer was applied. So yeah, I think this is a great one. Definitely has my seal of approval here. So yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for hanging out with me. Let me know down below some more concealers that you love, and should I check them out, let us know. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky.